And we're so proud to have fighting this fight Steve Cohen from Tennessee.
I want to thank Bill and all of you for the marvelous citizen participation that we've seen in the protests at the White House and the protest at Lafayette Park in November that successfully influenced the president to put off the decision that the State Department was about to run through based on political interference and political friendships and money. Congratulations to you for being successful. Your fight was the first successful fight that showed the American voting public and young people throughout this country that our system is not totally broken. It's wounded, but through independent efforts and through the internet, and it got people organized to come to Washington, and through the internet that saw a tremendous response to SOPA, we've seen powerful interests that normally have their way here in Washington be humbled, be defeated, be put off. So the system is still working. You have made it work, and I'm proud to work with you on this issue and others. Oil has always controlled our nation. The military-industrial complex, which President Eisenhower warned us about in his speech when he left the White House, has always had the economic controls in this country. And what does the military-industrial complex rely on as its base? Oil. It runs on oil. It was the military-industrial complex that, as a byproduct, a good byproduct, got the interstate highway system built in our nation. It was done during Eisenhower's administration, a good thing, sponsored in the Senate by Senator Albert Gore Sr. of my state, but it was done as a defense initiative and supported, of course, by oil, because we want those cars to be the principal source of transportation, and they are dependent on fossil fuels and oil to run. They used to say what's good for General Motors is good for the nation. Well, General Motors and Exxon and BP used to be Gulf and Shell, and Citron, or whatever they were, Union 76. They determined the agenda and have for years. Not that Sam Rayburn and John Nance Garner and Carl Albert and Lyndon Johnson and Russell Long and all those folks from Oklahoma and Texas and Louisiana weren't great politicians. And not that they didn't deserve the positions of leadership that they got in the Senate and the House for all those years, like Wilbur Mills, who had a funny thing here in this fountain behind me. But part of the reason they got that power is they all came from oil states. And the oil people helped lobby their advance in Congress to leadership positions to protect oil, to get these subsidies, to get the people used to voting for oil and oil subsidies. And now they're there, and the Republicans find them so attractive that they prefer oil subsidies to programs that help people who need low-income energy assistance, who need food to eat, who need jobs, who need basic sustenance and basic necessities. We as Democrats put up as pay-fors and have in this last 2 years and before the oil subsidies. And the Republicans uniformly vote them down. That is their number one priority next to defeating President Barack Obama. They want to take care of oil. They want to take care of their 1%. They don't want to tax the wealthy. And oil is what drives them. You think every day that the caucus goes to a station, opens their pocket, and lets them fill them up with a tank full of gasoline, because that's what they run on and that's what drives them. That's their karma. Well, things are changing. You have made that change. And you need to continue your efforts, because this Keystone XL pipeline decision has been put off till after the election. It's my hope, and I'm a strong supporter of President Obama, and I was a delegate for him early when he ran against my friend Bill Clinton and my friend Hillary Clinton's campaign. I supported Barack Obama, and I support him in Congress. And it's my hope that after the election he'll metamorphose and be more the person I saw in Denver, Colorado than the person we've seen in Washington, D.C. but you don't know what's going to happen. And if he plays to the middle, we could lose. So you need to continue your efforts to make sure that the president does right, protects the environment, and it's not just the environment, it's human beings. Because as Al Gore Jr. from my state has warned us, with global warming, you'll have not just hotter summers and warmer winters, but you'll have droughts, and you will have damage to farm crops, and people will have drought and not be able to eat, and people will die. And we can't have that happen. So thank you, Bernie Sanders. Thank you, Bill McKibben. Thank every single one of you. Keep the faith. Keep working. Make America green. Create jobs. Stop this pipeline. Thank you.